So how to crack NEET PG if you are starting from scratch right now. Hi, I'm Dr. Debarati. I secured an All India rank of 4494 in NEET PG 2024, and in this video I'll be telling you exactly how to get started with all the 19 subjects. I feel this is the most underrated question ever. Like, there's a bunch of videos telling you how to study, even I have met them, but no one actually tells you how to exactly get started with the 19 subjects. I know it can be overwhelming, especially if you are like me, like you've had your fun in your MBBS days, and now that the internship is over, you're realizing that you have to start your preparation because you have to do your PG. So if you're someone like that, this video is something you need to watch right now. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's answer the primary question first. What should be your source? Now, if you are an intern or a post-intern and you are targeting NEET PG 2025, now is not the time for you to be starting the main notes, because you cannot complete the entire main notes and expect to do 2 to 3 revisions of the same and like then go and sit for the exam. Like, let's face it, utna time nahi hai abhi. So like, what I would advise and what I would have done if I was in your place is that I would do the rapid revision notes, the exam and discussions of like each subject thoroughly. Or you can also like pick up BTR and like complete all those material first and then go on to the previous year topics and the previous year questions. And if you find a topic that is not there in your notes, you can just add that on there. And like, trust me, I personally did the revision notes of some subjects and like those were like pretty complete. So if you're someone who's doing marrow, I can vouch for the revision notes, especially of psychiatry, radiology, biochemistry. Like, these are some revision notes that I did of those subjects that I have knowledge about, so I can actually say that those are pretty good. But for the other subjects, you have to see for yourself. But given the fact that you don't have that much time right now, so yeah, let's first do the revision notes and then think कि उसके बाद क्या पढ़ना है, क्योंकि you have to do the most high yield topics first and then think about like what is left and what can be done. But first, do what needs to be done, what has to be done. So that's it about the source. I hope you have got an idea about how to get started with your preparation at least. Now, the second question, now that we know what our source is going to be, it is how to actually get started with the 19 subjects. Because there's a bunch of videos telling you how to study for the exam, but actually how to make a schedule of the 19 subjects for the first read is like the most underrated and like not answered question ever. Like, I personally was like so like in a mess when I was starting my preparation, and this is a point that I want to clear out for every one of you watching this video. So like, if you're targeting next year, take a GT today. Like, I assume you have like zero preparation, like apart from what you have done in your MBBS days, and like let's even like say you don't remember even what you have read in your MBBS days. Like, this is your level 0 and you're taking a GT today. Don't see the score. You are not taking the GT to see the score. You are taking the GT to only see your subject wise performance, because I want you to make a schedule like I did. Pick up the worst ranked subject and do that at first. Like, all the 19 subjects after you take a GT would be ranked like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 19. I want you to pick up your 19th subject and start with that. This was how I started my preparation. But if you already have a plan, you already have a schedule, like, or you want to do year wise, like first year, second year, third year, then final year, and you feel that you would be more comfortable with that, you can totally go with that. But this was what I personally did, how I got started with my preparation, and a senior had advised me that, and it really helped me so much. So I just wanted you to know this, to know my way of getting started with the 19 subject. Now, speaking about the schedule, let's take the exam to be on March. I want you to complete your first read by December maximum, because you have to keep January and February for 2 revisions at least, because without doing 2 revisions, there's no point going to take the exam. Like, trust me, there's no point. You won't remember much of it, and like, even if you remember, the MCQs, the options would be confusing. They would like blackmail you into choosing the wrong options. So unless and until you have a very concrete base, there's like no point. So you have to do at least 2 revisions. So December तक first read complete करो, January February में 2 revisions तो करना ही है. Next question we have, how many hours to study in a day? Now, if you are an intern, you have to utilize your off days as much as possible. Trust me, nothing is impossible. Nowadays, more and more people are clearing it in their internship attempt itself. And it's like totally doable if you have a concrete plan, if you have the will that you are going to make it happen. So yes, it is possible in your internship attempt too. And you have to make use of whatever time you have. Like off days, you can do the like the videos, the MCQs and like whatever. But when you are in your wards on your duties, you can do MCQs from your phone only. Like you are sitting, you are like having nothing to do at the moment. There's a light patient load right now. You have like 30 minutes or 1 hour of the clock. You can just sit and you can do MCQs then. In this way, if you do, you'll see that you are solving way too many MCQs that you wouldn't even have solved, even if you are like studying for like 10-12 hours a day sitting at home. This is a really practical way, and I've seen many of my friends doing this and they have ranked really well. Now, if you are a post intern, the first advice that I would give you is to quit your job if that is possible. If it is possible for you to quit your job, you should quit your job. Because nowadays, NEET PG preparation has become a full-time job. You have to study for like 10 to 12 hours a day. You can see a video that I have regarding how to plan your day if you're like sitting at home and preparing, like I did in my post-internship year. Like last year, I didn't take up house staffship to stay at home and study because I didn't study that much in my MBBS days for the competitive exams. So I had to start somewhere. And if you are like me, the best course of action for you would be to like study, would be to stay at home and study. Let's say you have to go to your job for 2 days a week. And in those 2 days, like supposedly you have too much patient load at the hospital you're working at and you're not being able to study. That's like 2 days gone off from a week of 7 days. And right now you don't have that much time to waste. Like frankly, you don't have that much time. You have to remember your competitors are people like us who are staying at home, doing nothing, like they're at the rock bottom. They have seen what being jobless is like, and so they are giving it their everything to crack the exam next year. So unless and until you have something pushing you to do that, and if you're someone like me, your best version can only come out when your back is against the wall. So you can say that I had created such a situation for myself where I literally had no other option other than studying and sticking to studying for like 1 year, because I knew if I didn't crack NEET PG, I would have nothing to do next year. I'd be jobless for another year. And like if you really can't quit your work, you have to find ways to make up for that lost time somehow. Like say some people are studying 10 hours a day, those people who are sitting at home, and you are working and you are losing like 20 hours in 2 days. So you have to make up for the 20 hours in the week. There's no other way. You have to study for like 14, 15 hours. Like I've seen toppers studying for even 16 hours a day. You can do that, or like you have to do that because you have to make up for the lost time. I hope you get a picture of how bad the competition of NEET PG is right now, and how much effort people are actually putting in the exam, and why the cutoffs are being raised by like 20-25 marks, like under 5,000 rank even, like every year, no matter how bad the question paper is. So that was my like raw advice to all the NEET PG aspirants out there about how many hours to put in. Next up, let's talk about the frequency of giving GTs. We all know how important GTs are, and trust me, you'll never be fully prepared to take a GT. So even if you are like at the 0 stage of preparation, take a GT today. Take a GT in every 10 days at least right now, or at least like twice a month, like not less than that, because you have to remember ultimately it's an MCQ exam that you are studying for, and your knowledge doesn't matter as much as your skill does in solving MCQs. The only important skill that you have to learn is how to arrive at the correct answer by hook or by crook. Either you have sufficient knowledge or you play smart. And by playing smart, I don't mean any like unnecessary voodoo skills or like listening to random videos about how to like get to the right answer. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about mastering the art of like guesswork. Like you have to take informed guesswork, and that can only happen when you're taking too many GTs and when you're solving like at least, and when you're solving MCQs daily. So that is what you have to start doing if you haven't started doing that already. I would suggest 1 GT in 10 days, and if that's not possible, then at least 1 GT every 15 days, not less than that. You can also follow Marrow's schedule on that. Like they normally take 2 GTs a month, and if you're like starting your preparation right now, then that schedule is also perfectly. Now let's talk about MCQ practice. If you're targeting NEET PG 2025 with only 5-6 months left for the exam, now is not the time for you to be doing QBank. A much more practical way for you would be to do custom modules. Like say you are studying psychiatry today, you have done say topic XYZ, you can just select the topic XYZ from the custom module when you're like creating the custom module, and you can apply the filters like NEET PG, INICET, image-based questions, and clinical questions. Like these 4 filters are a must apply when you are actually wanting to know the type of questions that would be asked from that subject. It filters the unnecessary questions out. In my other video, I have talked about how not to put any filters, but that is strictly for the revision phase. Like right now, when you're wanting to learn what is asked from the subject, like most commonly asked from the subject, you have to put these 4 filters. When you're doing the revision, don't put any filters, because this time we all know how bad the NEET PG paper was, and there were like hardly any questions in common from any platform. Like all were like new questions, they had like improvised everything. So not putting filters is a great idea for your revision phase, but right now you can put these 4 filters and practice your MCQs. Now the most important thing to crack the exam, and that is not the source, that is not the MCQs, that is your mindset that yes, you are going to make this happen. I hope this sentence sticks to you. You can like select a wallpaper and put it on your iPad or on your phone where you can like see it daily till it sticks to you. That is the mindset that I want you to have, the do or die mindset, that yes, you can do it mindset, because other than that, you cannot crack this exam. Plain and simple, you just can't. You have to do that mindset. You have to like do whatever is necessary at this point to crack the exam. Like everything else in your life can wait right now, but NEET PG won't wait for you. It will happen next year sometime, and everything other than that will still be there once the exam is over. But once the exam is over, it's over. So everything in your life can wait. For now, you have to focus on the exam. You have to think with the mind that the only thing that you have right now is the exam. Like there's a void, there's nothing else. Like everything other than the exam is black. Like there's this exam, surrounding it, everything is black. You have to put your focus completely and completely on the exam. There might be people who are telling you that now so many months have passed, now not enough time is there for the exam. So that should make you angry. That should make you all the more aggressive, and that should make you actually want to crack the exam even more, so that you can prove all the people wrong. Like trust me, there's no satisfaction more than this. Like yes, people thought that something was impossible and you made it possible. So make it happen, guys. Shock everyone. That's what I want personally from each and every one of you who's watching the video right now. I want you to shock everyone who's telling you can't do it. Promise me you'll do that. So that's it for this video. I hope I was able to answer at least some of your questions about how to get started with the preparation. And I know the amount of questions NEET PG aspirants have before the exam, so I know I was not able to answer all of them. So if you have a question that I've missed out on, you can let me know in the comments and I'll try my best to answer them in my next video. So chop chop chop, get back to studies. So no more wasting time seeing random things on YouTube. And yeah, that's it. And don't forget to like this video if you found it useful, and also consider subscribing to my channel, because next up I'll be posting the most complete video on GT ever made. It would actually describe the entire process that I followed that ultimately helped me to increase my marks from 260 to above 600 in under a year, in 8 or 9 months to be exact. And I don't want you to be missing out on that, because trust me, it would be worth it. So for now, bye. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye bye.